Hey guys, this is James from MenWhoBlog and ManTripping. We are here on a special episode of, well, not a special episode, it's our Thursday episode of the MenWhoBlog Virtual Happy Hour. And today we've got one of our awesome popular guests back, musical guests back, Evyn Charles, who is in the process of figuring out some technology issues. Sadly, all you guys tuning in have broken the internet. And so Evyn is struggling with that. But we will bring him on for some songs a little bit. We also have Bad Girl Liz from San Diego Bachelor Parties. And we have PubClubette Ashley, who is here as well. And she is making some masks. And we'll talk about more about some of the stuff that she's doing. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about bachelor parties and some of the trends and what's going on, how you can still do an awesome bachelor party in the age of coronavirus. I shouldn't have said coronavirus because now YouTube censors are going to censor me. But you know what? We're not monetized anyhow, so to heck with you guys. We all know what's going on. And I'm going to go bring on our co-host, Kevin from PubClub, who is going to tell us a joke, I think, right?
That's correct. Kevbo of PubClub.com here. We like to start off kind of lighthearted. So I'm going to tell you this joke. By the way, we're drinking, I decided to go, James found us this Firefly vodka, and they sent us some mini bottles. James says this lemonade is just fantastic by itself, but I decided to go with a Bloody Mary. So cheers, everyone, to start with. But it's only 1:30 in the afternoon here. Oh, that's you, James. That was Mrs. T's Bloody Mary mix, correct?
Oh, is that what you were mixing with? Yeah, Mrs. T's. They worked with me as a sponsor a couple months ago, maybe, or was it? I'm not sure when. But anyhow, we had a couple bottles left over, so instead of me just hoarding all of its goodness, I figured I would share the wealth. Sadly, Ashley and Liz and I guess Evyn's gone now, but I didn't have more cans to share. But I'm sure if we all retweet and say how much we like Mrs. T's, they will help us out. But in the meantime, yep, I've got the bottles with that they sent over from Kevin, or not Kevin, that Kevin just mentioned a little bit ago. Now, for those of you guys who are true fans of Firefly, you'll know that while they are currently distilled in Kentucky, they actually originated from Charleston, South Carolina. And I had the pleasure of more than 10 years ago going down to their distillery when they just had one product, the sweet tea vodka, which is probably the one that most of you guys know about. I know Kevin has his preferences and his, from his face, it's not just preferences, his disdain for anything sweet tea related. But I love my sweet tea. And so, yeah, well, you know what? Everyone their own. I mean, just like Ashley and I are talking about, I can't stand soju, but one of my Korean friends will drink bottles of soju like it's going out of style. And God bless them. And there's obviously tens of millions of Koreans and hundreds of millions of Koreans. I don't know how many Koreans around the world that love soju, but clearly they do. But anyhow, so 10 plus years ago, the guys were actually, it was a winery that decided to start doing some spirits. And honestly, with all due respect to the winery, the wines was pretty awful. I mean, South Carolina is not known for its grape growing areas, and especially not Charleston, South Carolina. But nonetheless, they started distilling. The guy actually had a chef's garden that he was growing his own stevia, his own blackberries, his own stuff from. And so we actually got a tour of there. I was trying to find some pictures, some video, but 10 years ago, video was terrible. I thought it was awesome at the time, but it's terrible compared to what we're doing now. Oh, yeah. But the distillery is awesome. It's a great place to visit. It's just south of Charleston on, I'm not sure what island, but it's on an island. Guatemala Island. Sorry, our producer Heather is shouting things from the background. But anyhow, it's an island just south of Charleston. Fun place. While I love the lemonade vodka, I absolutely adore their moonshine too.
Oh, my favorite.
So it's a blackberry moonshine, and
I love moonshine.
I've got a giant glass of the apple moonshine, which you can kind of see if I move the correct direction.
Wow, look how big that is.
Oh my
All right,
lord.
you got a friend
So
for life
big.
who lives now.
Poster or a bottle?
I also have a gap in my green screen, so I apologize for that big black mark in the middle of the bottle. But hey, you know what? We're gonna go and do a cheers to all those distillers out there. This is my blackberry moonshine,
Cheers.
and it looks so pretty being poured over the ice. I don't know if you guys can see how beautiful that moonshine is.
Wow, send some this way.
Unfortunately,
That
the
Bloody
top is,
Mary mix, I put nothing in it, is really good, James.
yeah.
Yeah, just by itself, and just straight up. Good
I
Bloody
had
Mary mix.
He won, and I liked it.
All right.
That's
Well,
so
who wants to
good.
hear my joke?
Okay, so it's joke time.
All my jokes are slightly dirty. All right, a guy walks into a bar with an octopus. He sits the octopus down on a stool and tells everyone in the bar, hey, this is the most talented octopus in the world. You play any musical instrument, and I'll challenge anyone for $50 to see if you can find an instrument that he can't play. Well, a guy walks up, and he's got a guitar. Octopus takes a guitar, and he starts riffing it like Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, everything. And the guy with the guitar said, boy, I'm beaten. Here's $50. Another guy walks up, he's got a trumpet. Let's see him play this trumpet. Well, that thing gets on there, Octopus gets on there and starts playing. I mean, he's like Herb Albert. He's unbelievable. And the guy said, well, I guess I'll give you $50. Here you go. A third guy walks up, and he's got bagpipes. The octopus looks at it, fumbles around for a minute, and kind of scratches his head and puts it down. And the guy said, aha, you can't play the bagpipes, so you owe me $50. The octopus says, play it. Are you kidding? I'm going to have sex with it as soon as I can figure out how to get his pajamas off. All right, that was well received.
My. Dirty.
Evan's trying to restart his connection, so hopefully he'll be on shortly.
Bless his heart.
And I got a note from our other co-host, co-guest, whatever his title is, Tom from BourbonBlog,
Tom.
who said, "Oh my God, you guys are doing whiskey," and so he's going to be on it. He's an awesome guy, so he will be on here. Actually, he is on. Oh, Evan Charles is on here twice. Okay, well, Tom is not here yet, but I have a joke as well, which probably not as good as your joke, but we'll still do it. So the owner of a Chinese restaurant stumbles home drunk at about 3 a.m. and talks after a bachelor party and talks to his wife and says, hey, honey, how about a little 69? And his wife rolls over and said, it's 3 a.m. You want me to cook chicken and broccoli?
I like that one.
So anyhow, with that all being said, I think that was a good segue into talking about bachelor parties. And Bad Girl Liz contacted. I always feel weird saying Bad Girl Liz, but that's a badass name. So she contacted me. Maybe, I don't know, what was it? It seems like it was like 5 years ago now, but it was probably like a week and a half.
Well, since during quarantine, I think it was a week ago.
So I've been dodging her email. Not dodging. It has honestly been buried in my email. For some reason, I'm not making any money. I am busier than ever. So for all those retirees that I've mocked, including my parents, saying, how come you're so busy? You don't even have a job to do anymore. I kind of get it now because somehow I'm busier than ever. And it seems like everybody's like that. So I apologize, Liz, for not responding to your email as promptly as I would like. But luckily, I forwarded it to Kevin saying, hey, this sounds pretty cool. And he ran with it. And now here we are. So thank you so much for joining us. And I'll let you have the floor, kind of talk about what you're doing. And then we'll kind of pass some questions around talking about trends in bachelor parties and all that kind of fun stuff.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for the tag team of you and Kevin getting me here. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, yeah. Welcome.
Yay, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. So one of the things I do with Bad Girl Productions is we specialize in bachelor party tourism. So we have 7 locations here in the U.S. from San Diego to Miami, and we get groups, large and small, all fly into these towns, and we plan everything from the moment they land to the moment they leave. We're booking everything like golf trips, yacht parties, beer tours. We're setting them up with entertainers, bartenders, strippers, models, everything that you would possibly think of for these awesome ultimate bachelor parties. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Well, you said something really interesting when we did our
And I
phone
can
interview.
only see me. There we go. What was that, Kevin?
You said something really, really interesting, you know, when we did our phone interview for the article on PubClub.com about people still doing the weddings, virtual weddings or whatever they're doing, and then they're actually booking the bachelor and bachelorette parties later, you know, in the summer or early fall. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so what we're finding with everything going on, a lot of the groups, you know, their weddings are planned. They got those big deposits down on whatever's going on. Some of them are still just doing virtual weddings, but what's happening now is they're postponing their bachelorette parties to do after the wedding, which I think is really cool that they're able to have that open dialogue and be able to do that. Mind you, these bachelor parties are big weekend excursions. They're flying in on a Thursday and spending the whole weekend partying in Miami or San Diego or Phoenix or LA, wherever it may be. So they just kind of like give each other permission to do these bachelorette parties. In fact, some of them are actually just merging the two parties together, and they're going to just make it a co-ed bachelorette weekend in the city. So that's really cool.
So your business is definitely slowing down, but you're getting some traction, you know, kind of virtually and, you know, in this way and delay, but it's still really tough right now, isn't it?
It's really tough. We are booking, gosh, I don't know, 30 to 50 bachelor parties a week to none, so to zero. We are gaining traction on the virtual bachelor parties and the virtual happy hours where the guys can, you know, still kind of look what we're doing, but just party with the girls online past the time. We're all sitting here waiting. So those we are gaining traction, although we just want to go back to partying. We want to be out on the yachts with the girls. We want to be in the party buses drinking beer all together and just celebrating.
And so if they want more information about the bachelor parties, they can, and stuff you're doing, you can go to SanDiegoBachelorParty.com. Is that right?
Yeah, that's our sister site. That's the one that has all the different packages. So SanDiegoBachelorParty.com is pretty awesome. That's here where I'm at locally in San Diego. And then we have another one. It's Bad Girl Productions.
Cool. So I know one of the things that you and I talked about offline was kind of the trends of, to be honest, 15 years ago or whatever it was. My wife's gonna correct me in a second when I get that wrong, because it was more than 15 years ago. But bachelor parties, I think, were really, for lack of a better term, adolescent and kind of simple. As like, you know, let's get a keg of beer and some strippers or something like that. But I didn't realize how evolved the American side was, because I get a lot of pitches from different they call it, you know, lads holiday and stag party kind of stuff over in Europe, where it's not uncommon for guys to do, for lack of a better term, a destination bachelor party of, you know, a bunch of guys from London going down to Ibiza, or a bunch of soccer fans going down to a game in Madrid. So it's something we're seeing those kind of trends here in the U.S. too.
We are. We're definitely seeing trends. Probably in the last 5 years, that's where I really branched out my companies to supplying a whole bunch of other things besides just strippers. So guys are coming in. They're planning coming to San Diego or Miami or Phoenix. A lot of guys are even going to big islands and out of the country as well. So it's definitely a big trend.
So what are some of the things that, like, what's the coolest, biggest, most crazy bachelor party you've helped plan? and keeping it PG, or at least PG-13.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, we can just leave a lot to the imagination. We've done, one of my favorite parties that I booked was a group coming in from Wisconsin, and they rented this 4-story mansion on the cliffs in La Jolla, and it was epic. And I packed it with our booze package. Like, we basically go shopping for them. So we got like a case of vodka, a case of champagne, a case of tequila, you name it. We packed the house with alcohol. Then they wanted 10 bad girls to come over. So I filled it with 10 beautiful bad girls to fill all the different floors of the house. It was totally epic. And then I think we even got, oh, that's right, we got 2 bartenders to bartend topless and serve drinks and shots, which was really visually fun. And then that was Saturday night. And then Sunday, we put the guys out on the really cool yacht with 4 strippers on there and 2 topless bartenders. And we got to play in the sun and party. And I just got to hang out because it was so fun. The guys were great. So I think a lot of the crazier stuff that's been happening at bachelor parties are just these layers of activities and experiences. And each day just keeps building and building. So it's pretty epic. I like it. I definitely would love to tell more about that, but a lot of it is not PG.
Gotcha. Well, now the people can go to badgirlpro.com. Is that right, to check out some of the stuff?
Thank you. They can go there. They can check us out. We have a bunch of different packages, and all of our virtual packages are up online too. You can look at too.
Gotcha. Now, you're obviously, you mentioned San Diego and you mentioned Phoenix. So it looks like you're on the website. You're also doing Los Angeles, Palm Springs, Scottsdale, which I guess is Phoenix, Miami, and Austin. So is that right?
Yep, that's also our next location. Well, we were going to launch in Chicago prior to all this other stuff that's happening, but that's our next location is Chicago, and we're probably looking into Denver.
Gotcha. So it looks like Tom Fisher has joined us. It looks like, hey Tom.
What's happening? I just poured myself a drink while I was waiting. I was listening to Bad Girl Liz.
Cool. Well, and I saw that Kevin dropped out, but Kevin, are you back?
What's happening, Kevin?
I'm back because
Why can't I hear anybody anymore?
Thank you. I was getting some static on the phone, so I switched to the computer. So I'm still trying to adjust my my look.
Can you hear them, James?
I can hear them.
I can hear you.
And Kevin,
Evan's coming back too. He's
Hello.
working on his system as well. So cheers. Tom, good to see you again.
Hey, you too. Nice to see you guys.
I'm going to drop off and help Ashley because it sounds like she's got some tech problems.
You can come back, maybe.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? That way, kind of reset stuff.
Steve, silly.
Tom's always a sharp-dressed man in the group.
Well, I do a lot of these whiskey tasting events where people are actually able to get together in groups, and I usually like to try to wear a bow tie or something to sort of, to get them.
Bow tie. Yeah.
But I've been doing these tastings every night at around 8 p.m. Eastern.
I got to tune in for that.
On the BourbonBlog channel. Tonight I'm talking with State 38 from Golden, Colorado. And then tomorrow I'm going to have on somebody that I know really well, the guy that makes the Woodford, the master distiller of Woodford Reserve. Because usually around this time we're getting ready for Derby, and Derby's put off to like September. So we're going to talk about Derby in September and Woodford and the mint juleps that they make with this. So.
Usually about this time I'm on an American Airlines plane enjoying some Woodford and ginger.
That's right. Yeah, you
in the full circle.
You like a little ginger ale with that.
Yeah. So I'm disappointed you don't have any Firefly though, because you know Firefly now has their bourbon. I need
to get some of that. I tried it. So I've had I visited these guys back like 10 years ago when they were getting started in Charleston, and I saw their distillery, really nice guys, and they only were in Charleston and South Carolina with that vodka for the longest time.
Yeah.
And they started doing this sweet tea infused bourbon, which I always really enjoyed. Now they actually have a bourbon. Then show me this bourbon.
That's a sweet tea.
Yeah.
They didn't. It's a little tiny sweet tea. They didn't send us the bourbon. The bourbon is quite good though. I think they're actually distilled at the same plant with Buffalo Trace.
Yep. Yeah. The Buffalo.
And they're part of a bunch of other really awesome bourbons. But if you can get it, and I didn't realize they actually had this outside of the distillery. Hopefully you guys can see that. The Firefly lemonade is absolutely by far my favorite product.
Yeah, they have some nice stuff. I think the last Firefly I had, I may have drank a little while back, but they've always done a great job.
The crazy thing about the Firefly lemonade, and we'll get back to you, Liz, in a second.
Oh no, I'm loving this story.
But
I can't wait to start.
8 years ago, when they were just experimenting with the lemonade, it was a very natural product. I'm sure this is not going to taste the same way. We'll just open up for a cheers in a little bit, but the old stuff was very natural to the point where the tasting lady person said, thank you for buying these bottles, but make sure you keep it out of the sunlight. Like, well, why would I? I'm not gonna keep it that long. Trust me, this is not gonna last that long in our house. But I said, well, why? And apparently, it would turn into Heather. Was it arsenic? Or what's the nail polish remover?
Because it would get a suntan.
Acetone.
Acetone, yeah. So apparently, however it was done before, would actually turn into acetone if you left it in the sunlight.
Really?
Oh, God.
and not enough to kill you, but certainly enough to make the product not taste as awesome as it does. So
Yeah, sometimes you can watch those things.
On the distillery's recommendation, we kept it in a dark paper bag, and we got it home and promptly consumed it. My mom goes, and I hope she's not watching because she's going to be embarrassed and probably disown me now. But and she makes a comment like, "Oh, I don't drink hard alcohol," and that's not an unreasonable expectation from somebody or a comment from somebody. So just try it. And so she poured a big tumbler glass like she would a big glass of lemonade and just started drinking it. And to be fair, we all started drinking it, and the stuff tastes just like lemonade. I mean, there's clearly a kick on it, but it is really smooth, really dangerous. So I am absolutely thrilled that it is now. It must be available nationally, or they wouldn't have had it in these little bottles.
Yeah, I've seen it. They're real innovators. They were some of the first to do a sweet tea flavored vodka, and then they infused it in the bourbon. And they've really they've done a nice job growing it with a Southern theme. And it's nice to see brands like that take the theme of their region and flavors from their region, put it into a spirit, and it's really been embraced in a major way. So it's great. It's really nice stuff.
And I'm going to bring Ashley back in. Ashley, can you hear? Oh,
Yes.
you can hear us now. Yay!
Yay! Party
It's
started.
like, bring me back because I'm a Deep Eddy promoter.
And then,
but I do like Firefly sweet tea flavors and the lemonade as well. I haven't had any, but I did try them and they were very good.
they really make good cocktails too.
Mm-hmm. Good cocktails too.
Or just So it looks like Evyn's stream is a little bit smoother now. So I'm going to try to bring him back in.
Yeah, he's gone to his computer. So.
Oh, but Evyn's got that soft focus, romantic glow to him now.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Well, there's Evyn.
I love the way you spell your name. Yeah, that's
We can't hear you.
Evyn, you're really, really soft. I don't know if we can hear us.
Yeah, you're really, really quiet. Crank it up, baby.
And I would feel better about these tech issues, except for the fact that, when I watch Conan and Jimmy Kimmel and the people on The View and all that kind of stuff, they have these same problems. So if they're making millions of dollars a year and we're doing this on shoestrings,
Are you
that's
Evan?
Yes,
Yeah, you are.
here I am.
well, Evyn, you can just do a metal set. You can just kind of scream into the mic.
Like,
So, well, you know what? I'm gonna go. You sound like you're like a million miles away.
So, like into a glass. Wah, 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 wah. That's basically what you sound like. We barely hear you.
How does it work so well one time, but not another time, right?
We want to hear you, Evan.
Tom, I have a question for you while we try and get this sorted out.
Yeah.
You mentioned Kentucky Derby has moved to September. It's moved to the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. What do you think? Let's assume everything's back to normal. We're all going out. What kind of event do you expect? Infield party? How do you probably know about that more than me? But I think Labor Day weekend, it's not. They're not going to lose a lot.
Well, I mean, it's of course, when you look at what really happens with Derby, all of April we would be having celebrations right now and parties and events had it not been for COVID. So I think there will be events in August, probably leading up to it, maybe even September too. And then that week really gets busy with parties that we attend and cover at BourbonBlog, like Barnstable Brown, a lot of the bigger celebrity parties. But I hope it'll be. I hope it'll be a hit. I hope that, and I think it will be. There's always there's a growing crowd. I think they grow crowd by some number every year. I'm trying to remember what it was last year, but it's a massive. It's a very, very large. I'll tell you attendance. I'll just look it up real quick. It's a very large place. Churchill Downs is, but they really pack them in. 150,729. So it's 150,000 people. I imagine it'll be busy, and of course, people had their hotel rooms booked for over a year, and I'm sure those dates will roll back over to September, and So I look forward to it, and I hope that it'll be a real success. There is going to be some sort of virtual derby that's going to be run to help promote it in May. I'm sure there'll be several of them that will help really tease forward. So,
well, Tom, one year I dispatched a couple of PubClubettes and a photographer to the infield. And let's say it's just Liz, you would like the coverage on that. Because let's say my photographer likes to be around pretty girls and having fun. We'll get them on the girls. So, but what we need to do is we need to gather here. Tom, you need to come out in July. I'm assuming everything's going to be back to normal. Yeah. What PubClub.com calls the Kentucky Derby of the West Coast, and that's Del Mar opening day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they get 50,000 people on opening. They can only hold about 30,000 at that track, but they get 50-something thousand. And it's as my friend in Canada would say, it's a gong show.
So I'd love to join you in Del Mar. We'll have to come out and do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
So on the subject of horse racing and that kind of stuff, I think that would be a great bachelor party. So just to put you on the spot here. If you had a group of guys planning either a Derby themed bachelor party or a Del Mar themed bachelor party, what are some of the kind of things that they could help coordinate for them?
We could do one of their party buses, which is cool because, I mean, we've all been to the Del Mar races and there's just so much traffic and no parking and it's a pain in the butt. And all the girls in high heels, at the end of the day, their shoes are in their hand. So we get one of our huge party buses. We can like load it up with the girls and the guys and all party. We can have our cocktails on board. The buses can get right into Del Mar. They're not going to be sitting in line. They go in through the back. So you can get in backstage entrance with our party buses for opening day. So that's a great way to do it. It's really fun.
So now clearly you're branded as bachelor parties, but do you do non-bachelor party event kind of stuff too, like for retirement parties and divorce parties? And
we absolutely do. We do birthday parties, a ton of those, like the big, the 30, 40, 50. We also do divorce parties. We have that going on. In fact, I have a guy that I did their bachelor party back in the 90s. And then my girls did their son's bachelor party, and now he has a grandkid, and it's just a matter of time before we do that bachelor party. So it's pretty fun.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
I like the divorce party idea. I think that's hilarious.
What was that, Kevin?
The divorce party is hilarious. I would never.
Those are great.
Every time
we did do. This is a fun one. Well, not really fun. It was kind of weird. Get out of jail party. Get out of jail.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a rough crowd. Let's put it that way. Very rough crowd.
Forms and
Yeah, it was rough. But any reason we can throw the party. We just happen to like bachelor parties. They're just a lot more fun and crazy. Gotcha. What was that, Ashley?
Huh?
What was that?
Oh, I was saying that sounds like really fun. Half of the strippers and cop the handcuffs and the other ones in the stripe jumpers,
Yes.
Sounds like a fun theme.
Oh yeah, well that is a fun theme. We do theme parties. We have like the Star Wars party, Harry Potter. When Comic-Con's in town, we do a lot of those bachelor parties in town and have all the girls dress up in cosplay. So we just try to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I was going to mention the girls aspect, but it's also we have a lot of guys that follow us that aren't necessarily looking for girls at the bachelor party. So I saw in here you have bad boys as well as bad girls.
We do have bad boys for the bachelorette parties, so we do a lot of bachelorette parties. Those are fun. We hook them up with like spa services and wine tours, and we do a thing called butlers. So butlers for the day, where the guys will pamper the girls all day long.
It's funny. I need
to order a butler.
I'll take one of those.
It's funny. They put lotion on you and serve you champagne and chocolate and give you massages all day.
Around the same time, for whatever reason, I get a lot of pitches for adult entertainment from London and from the UK, and not so much from the US. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. Almost the same day that you sent me your pitch, I got a pitch for looking for male escorts, which obviously that's a little bit different of a space. But he explained to me that something like 90% of his clients are actually just looking for a well-mannered gentleman that dresses nice and can talk nice and doesn't smell to to walk around and like do chores in the house, or it's not even a sexual thing. Where when you think of a female escort, you're thinking of exactly what everyone just popped in their head. So
Yeah.
do you see kind of that same trend over here, or is that just that the British women and the British men are sort of funky that way?
I think they're funky that way for the male escort. See that, but I think that's like that goes back to the butler. We like to put ours like around events, so we kind of steer away from like the escort side.
Clearly, yeah.
But I do see there are definitely different trends popping up, for sure. But I think that's a big one in London and UK.
I think it's kind of a fun concept. Like I would never have really thought of that. But apparently it's a thing, and I noticed like one of the things that you guys do is have the girls that cook breakfast for you, and I think that's kind of.
Oh my God. That's so fun. The guys get like they wake up hungover from like Friday night at Omnia and drinking all night, and then we send like 2 or 3 strippers, and these girls, some cook, some don't cook. So they do their best at making eggs and bacon and mimosas and sausage, and they have fun, and they're in little outfits with these aprons, and they're trying to not like burn their tits. So it's great.
Legs and eggs.
Legs and eggs. Oh, there it is right there. We have all those locations, bunch of girls like cook breakfast, flip pancakes, all that fun stuff. And then they go after drinking mimosas all morning. Then they go right into the traditional bachelor party show and give that bachelor his bachelor hazing, which is always fun, especially after eating bacon and eggs. Oh, you're just putting it right out there.
Wow.
I'm not going to say anything inappropriate here, maybe.
Well, I'm not hearing the audio on that, but that's a breakfast stripper testimonial.
Oh.
Well, let me see if I can redo that. We like to break things here. So
That's okay. We're all learning every day.
See if I can share the screen.
It's the hangover cure, right?
Yeah, hangover cure, strippers and mimosas in the morning.
Let's see if I can play this.
Definitely an enjoyable afternoon.
Is that coming through this time?
A little bit.
The best chefs I've ever seen. Bodies amazing. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Fantastic breakfast. Can you stop? We're in the middle of a video.
So anyhow, I just love that video.
Great bodies.
And
Thanks for finding that.
I think I'm in a drink now.
I figured it was safe to play the video because if it was anything inappropriate on YouTube, it wouldn't be there.
When I'm allowed, no.
But I love the fact that right in the middle of the guy videotaping, his buddy goes, "Wait, what are you doing? We're in the middle of taping a video here."
Yeah, you never know what that guy's doing.
So, but no, it looks like a lot of fun. I think that's one of the things that we're trying to to keep the kind of the theme going. There's a lot of attention being paid to bartenders being out of work, but really, you guys are adapting to the changing times as well, and I think that's awesome. Like we all look forward to the day when we can go outside without masks, or like I went to the trash bin downstairs and there was 2 dudes hanging by the trash can, and I'm sitting over in the corner holding my bags, and they looked up and they realized, oh, we should probably move and stop talking here. But like just little weird things like that, and I love sharing stories from people like you. Like yesterday or Tuesday, we talked about bud tenders. Like nobody really thinks about the guys at our dispensaries and the women at our dispensaries. So thank you for doing what you're doing. And I know Ashley is, for those of you guys who are wondering what Ashley is working on.
I know, I keep muting it when I go, like the sewing machine. So I've been trying to filter that out for y'all.
So for those of you who didn't see Ashley before, she is a flight attendant who has been working some masks for a while, and a pub clubette. Make sure to get that awesome branding in there. And a couple days ago, she was showing us some more female pattern designs and that kind of stuff. And last night, she showed me this awesome camo pattern that she did. And then it looks like today she's got some Dallas Cowboy stuff too.
I'm almost finished. By the time we're done with this, I'll be done. But camo, I have a deep Eddie one. And yeah, they benches out obviously. But
Wow.
then I saw the Cowboys one. I was I wore this one to the liquor store. I made sure not to get any lipstick on it. But I love my boys, and there's any Cowboy fans out there.
I love that.
So are you from Texas then, I assume?
Born and raised, born in Austin, grew up about an hour 45 south of Dallas.
Gotcha. An hour and 45 minutes south of Dallas. Is that towards halfway between, like towards Waco then, or?
Yeah, so I grew up about 28 miles from Waco.
Okay. One of our good friends, Mike, is from the Gentleman Racer, just moved out to Groesbeck.
Oh, well, that's like my parents live in Ben-Hur. I lived in Ben-Hur, so that is the nearest town to us. Well, Mart and then Groesbeck. So we're in between Mart and Groesbeck.
Gotcha. Yeah, he keeps telling me that I need to move out there.
So mention Ben-Hur, he'll know where that's at. I'm sure he drives past it all the time. The little sign. It's like 2 miles to Ben-Hur. It's out in the middle. Nothing going on. Hay bell, cow, hay bell. No.
Well, yeah, he used to live in out by what is it? Ontario, outside of Los Angeles. But
okay.
he did.
Canada, California. Like there's Ontario, Texas. I was like maybe because there's so many towns in Texas.
He told me for the price he had a house or something like that in California. He bought an entire building in Groesbeck, and he's setting it up with a studio for his photography and for his cars and that kind of stuff. So, but apparently he, for months and months, he was known as like that California guy's moving here, and there's all sorts of rumors and all this rich guy from California. Well, I mean, he's not.
I moved to California. There's that. Oh, actually, she moved out. Yeah, it's crazy. Small town people, they stay there and they don't realize the big world there is, and it's sad actually. But I go back and check. Everything slows down so much when I go back to visit my parents. It's like it just slows. I now obviously we're all experiencing that right now in quarantine.
Yeah.
That's like going back home. Like out in the middle of nowhere, there's no traffic because literally no traffic's going by because we're out in the middle of nowhere and it's quiet and there's nobody. And it's
my sister lives in a yurt up in Wyoming, and she's pretty much social distance herself along with the entire state. Yeah. She has 60 people in her town.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have probably 30 spread out on miles and miles. So it's like your nearest neighbor is at least a few acres, acres away. You know what I mean? So they're not doing the whole. I don't think they're really doing the whole mass and social distancing as much in Texas. And I think I was looking at the statistics, and it was saying the coronavirus, spreading, blah, blah, and it was Texas was like this, obviously all the other places. I was like, because we're all spread out already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't really pass anybody ever unless you have to drive to things. Like my parents, it's 45 minutes to nearest Walmart. My parents have quarantine. They already have a whole stash of pantry because it's a pain in the ass to go all the way to town. So they stock up anyway, and that's what Texans do. So they're all up.
Someone told me once. I said, "Well, how far is that?" They go, "Oh, not too far. About 3 beers."
Football.
Anyhow, with that being said, I'm going to give Evan's gone sideways on us, but we're going to see if Evan is operational.
I'm sideways. Can you? What's going on with the sideways thing here?
Poor Evyn.
Oh.
Someone needs to go.
I know.
Well, you know what? I think I would rather have you
that's
sideways than not you at all. So
I'd love to hear you sing. I think the sound.
Yeah, it is weird. This is not something I'm doing. So
everybody tilt your screen. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey.
Yay!
Okay, I'm gonna flip it this way. All right. We'll try this. And you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, good. Well, speaking of Texas, I didn't know what I was gonna sing, but I'm gonna do something by one of Texas's favorites.
Okay.
So here we go. it's half full night, half empty glass. Every day I wake up knowing it could be my last. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So bring on sunshine, hell with the red one, call me some moonshine.
Yeah.
When I'm gone, put it in stone, it left nothing behind. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Folks are always talking about what they like, but I like just what I like. I'll take the chance, dance might be wrong, but then again it might be right. But there's no way of knowing what tomorrow brings. Life's too short to waste it, I said. Bring on anything, I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So bring on the sunshine and hell with the red one, call me some moonshine. When I'm gone, put it in stone and let nothing behind. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Oh yes. Left nothing behind. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, that's for my Texas peeps out there.
cheers.
Good song.
I'm
Cheers.
I'm not from Texas, but I love the state though. I love my home state of California, and I came a long way to become a local guy. So thanks for inviting me. I hope the sound was okay.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, cool. Cool, excellent.
So I guess getting back to the bachelor party, but also kind of bridging the gap with alcohol. One of the things I think would be an awesome bachelor party would be doing like a bourbon trail trip kind of stuff. Are you able to? I mean, I know we talked about people coming into San Diego or into Phoenix, but Liz, are you able to say like if a bunch of guys from San Diego wanted to do a bachelor party in, on the bourbon trail, for instance, are you able to hook that up with like some good barbecue and some girls on a party bus and that kind of stuff?
Yes, definitely. We can throw them all on a party bus, do the bourbon trail, hook them up with some food on that party bus, and have a couple girls serving cocktails and bourbon on the bus.
That sounds more fun than my party bus. Girls serving cocktails.
Girls serving cocktails. Everything's good when girls serve cocktails.
Now, Tom, speaking of party buses in bourbon country,
yes.
Tom, were you on the bus with me when the bus broke down?
Well, I think you're referring to the and that sounds. First of all, that sounds fun, Liz, and let us know if you ever do make it to Bourbon Country, and we'd definitely love to help show you guys around. Are you there in California too, Liz, or is that where you are?
Yes, I'm in California.
Okay, I didn't miss it earlier, but that we show people around Bourbon Country sometimes, and we enjoy that. But I think, are you talking about the Jim Beam trip, James? Or
I am indeed. So
I think I was on it when it broke down. Remind me what happened. It's been a little while.
What's that, Ashley?
I was saying, I mean, how many buses have broken down for y'all? Like,
So the Jim Beam folks, bless their hearts, they were really awesome. This was one of my first press trips more than 10 years ago now. This is a trip where Tom and I met each other, and there was a lot of firsts on that trip. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. A lot of press trips go. They got us on the bus, and we started drinking. But it was a party bus, and they specifically, like a VP of commerce for Jim Beam Global. So like, not your average low level PR person, but like a senior person makes a comment about like, oh, just be responsible. And we took the stripper pole off this bus. Like, they specifically did not want the stripper pole because what could possibly go wrong with a bunch of 20-somethings and 30-something journalists and YouTube people on a party bus drinking all day. Well, as things happen, that bus broke down, and they had to replace it with another bus. which had the stripper pole.
Right.
And it broke down around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had that for the rest of the day. Needless to say, that there are pictures out there that nobody ever wants to publish.
Please send them to me later.
So, hashtag best trip ever, I guess, maybe. But
That's a good hashtag.
I can. My friend has one in her living room.
I don't even know where to go from that comment.
Yeah, it was a good press trip. And,
My Facebook page, honestly.
But no, what's that, Kevin?
I was saying, how about another song? Because Evan's been patiently waiting.
Evan, for you.
All
right.
Technical issues.
So
All
another song?
Jack Johnson's song.
Love Jack.
I don't have a set list.
I had him on my
Just going
site one.
flow here.
His kid. Very polite.
I know she said it's alright. You can make it up next time. Well, I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in that. Well, baby, she thinks I know something. Baby, she thinks it's fine. Well, baby, she knows something I know. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that baby pretty much always means no. So don't tell me you might just let it go. And oftentimes really see it seems to stand in my way. Cause no one likes to be left out. I know she loves the sunrise. No longer sees it with her sleeping eyes. I know that what she said she's gonna try. Well, it might not work because it's other ties. And I know she usually has some other ties. Wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she's loving to untie me, but until then, not a lie. It seems to me that baby, it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me you might just let it go. And oftentimes really see it seems to stand in my way. There's no one likes to be left out. It seems to me that baby pretty much always means no. So don't tell me you might just let it go. The harder that you try, the further you fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world. Please don't pass me. Please don't pass me. Please don't pass me by. Everything you know about me, baby, you're gonna have to change. You'll call it by a brand new name. Ooh, please don't drag me. Please don't drag me. Please don't drag me down. Just like a tree by the river, baby, I shall not move. Even after all the silly things you do. don't drag me. Please, don't drag me. Please, don't drag me down. I'm singing. Please, don't drag me. Please, don't drag me. Please, don't drag me down. Thanks a lot.
Very nice.
And you noticed I'm landscape now, right side up. By the end of the show, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good.
You're good.
I look better. I think I look better in the blurry picture though. It's
I think I look better
less you have to look at me, the better.
It's got that romantic soft glow, and
So I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Romantic, yeah.
Wait.
And I do know how to cook, and I have and I can hold a conversation. So maybe I should hire out in England or something.
or you could be one of Liz's bad boys.
Yeah, that was a callback.
There you
In
go.
the comedy world.
Just
Yeah.
go to the site and apply. Anyone can apply.
I've worked with enough comedians.
Party
to know.
buses. I do that for Deep Betty Vodka.
Now, for those of you,
We should all get on a party bus once this whole thing is over and just start drinking from here to Bourbon Land.
I think that definitely deserves a cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. There's been a lot of talking, not a lot of drinking on this one today, huh?
I'm sorry, we can make it. We've got 9 more minutes, so we can make up for the time.
Right, we can just start doing shots right now.
Well, maybe we're going to try this Firefly vodka. So,
before we get off the subject of Evyn, though, I know Evyn mentioned me in the previous episode. You've done us 3 episodes now, so thank you so much.
Talking about me?
I'm talking about your second episode. Well, okay, well, you've been so awesome. You've been so awesome, Evyn, that it feels like you've been on for more than 2 episodes. So thank you for being on 2 episodes. We hope there's going to be a 3rd one or a 4th one or a 9th one. But I know you mentioned that you started doing it kind of as a fun thing to do at virtual concerts, but now you're actually doing those as a real gig. So I think that's awesome. And they can go to evyncharles.com, EVYN Charles.com to book you. Is that right?
That's correct. And you can also find me on all the socials. That's all under my name. So follow me on on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, PayPal, Venmo, all those. That's right. Follow me on Venmo. That's my favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna look you up.
As a matter of fact,
do a PayPal
tomorrow I'll be live streaming. I'll be doing a public live stream tomorrow lunchtime. All country songs. I try to do a theme. I started because I know so many songs, and I've got lots of originals as well. But the last 3 weeks or so, I started doing themes. So earlier this week, I did a concert in French. I know I don't sound like it, but I'm from. I was born and raised outside Paris. So that went over really well. And then this Friday, so tomorrow, I'll be doing all country songs. And I'm keeping it family friendly for those live streams at lunchtime because a lot of people are home with their kids, these days. But I also do private concerts. I'm doing an online happy hour tomorrow and then another one Saturday. So it's been, it's all new, but it's fun.
Awesome. Well, I think so. What you're saying is we need to book Chambord, and you can do some French music. Are you singing or guitar or kind of the whole thing together? Or does it differ?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up a little bit. What was that?
When you do the concerts in French, are you doing the same style? You and a guitar, or are you doing it more singing or more guitar?
Yes, it's just me. As a matter of fact, that one was just from Monday. Tuesday. I did it Tuesday, and that's still on my Facebook page. And I also uploaded it to my YouTube. So that should be like one of the first videos you see if you go on my YouTube page, or if you friend me on Facebook, you're gonna see it on Tuesday. But yeah, it's just me. I could do a song in French if you like. If you'd like to do that, there's the most famous song in French ever, and I'm gonna do that one right now. It's called Aux Champs-Élysées. So get out.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah, it's the most famous French song.
I know this one. This is good.
Successful French song. So I'll do it right now. Je me baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui. Sophie, toi, je t'ai dit n'importe quoi. Il suffisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser. Aux Champs-Élysées, aux Champs-Élysées. À minuit, au soleil, sous la pluie, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Tu m'as dit j'ai rendez-vous dans un sous-sol avec des fous qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin. Alors je t'ai accompagné, on a chanté, on a dansé et l'on n'a même pas pensé à s'embrasser. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-la-pa-pa-pa. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-la-pa-pa-pa. À minuit, au soleil, sous la pluie, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Hier soir, deux inconnus, et ce matin sur l'avenue, deux amoureux tout étourdis par la longue nuit. Et de l'étoile à la concorde, un orchestre a mis le corps. Tous les oiseaux du point du jour chantent l'amour. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-la-pa-pa-pa. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-la-pa-pa-pa. À minuit, au soleil, sous la pluie, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. Aux Champs-Élysées, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. À minuit, au soleil, sous la pluie, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Merci les amis.
Awesome.
Je vous en
All
prie.
right.
That was dance worthy. I was dancing around.
Nice. Yeah, the dance floor is open. Wherever you are, dance floor is open.
I like it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Have a nice little rhythm to like.
Thanks a lot.
What's really funny is it reminded me of and completely unrelated. I went to Disneyland Japan, and it was like one of the paddling. So I'm sure he was saying like stroke, but like he's like all in Japanese, like and he's like, we're all like, I don't know what he's saying, but like it's awesome, you know. It was like really funny. We had no idea, but he was like giving us commands in Japanese, right?
Right.
But that song was great, and you were very talented, Evyn.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Maybe some other time I'll do some little violin.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah. Please play violin.
I've learned so much about you today, Evyn.
What was that?
I have learned so much about you today.
Oh yeah, there's I try to leave there's more. I only divulge
Like to
what's safe. Although I don't think I'm ever gonna run for politics anywhere. So too many skeletons in my closet.
Well,
But,
I have a party bus idea. Evyn, the place he plays is Old Tony on the Redondo Beach Pier. They have an old Tom. You love this place. It's like walking into an old 550 episode, the original, and they have a drink there called the Fire Chief. And one Fire Chief, you get.
I wrote a song about it.
Well, Tony?
You become friendly with everyone in the bar, and after 3 of them, you're like friendly with everyone in a 10-block radius. We've been there, we've had a few. Evyn, there.
That's cool.
Sunset.
What's it called again?
It's beautiful.
Old Tony's.
They're
Old
so great.
Tony. Okay, I'm going to write that down so we can plan our next trip.
PubClub.com has many stories on Chief, and
Yeah, we need to be on a party bus and just crawling around in all the pubs and writing and taking video and doing stuff like that and have some pubettes. serve drink.
Kevin, send me her info.
Yeah, I've been playing music at Tony's for many years. And I wrote some songs. I wrote the song about the fire chief, and I wrote a theme song for Tony's.
Song about a fire chief. You got to play that one.
Yeah, because that the song kind of like wrote itself. I was there for like a year or two, and then I said, wait a minute, that drink needs a theme song. So
That's a good drink. I know I had a drink.
Yeah,
Well, cheers to that drink.
I play there on I play there 3 times a week now, and I think it was on a Friday, and I told the bartender, I said, I'm gonna write a song about the fire chief, and the next day I had it. You know, I sang it the next day.
I want to hear it though.
Yeah, I could sing it.
Song.
Yeah.
Right? Evan's also
What?
working on a PubClub.com theme song. I'm going to be the only
That's
one with my own.
Some ideas yesterday.
I know.
Go ahead.
I can harmonize.
All right, do it. Well, after you hear it,
But, you know.
drink a fire chief. Yeah, a fire chief. It'll take away your troubles, steal them just like a thief. So drink a fire chief and another fire chief. Just what the doctor ordered for blessed relief. Yeah, that's the fire chief. The cop pulled me over, said, get out of the car. Where have you been? I said, officer, I just came from Tony's bar. He goes, well, that explains why you're only wearing your white cotton briefs. You must have had one too many of those famous fire chiefs. So it was my first time. He let me off with a warning. I took an Uber home, but I couldn't remember a damn thing in the morning. I went looking for my ride, but the parking space was empty. That's when it all started coming back to me. I had a fire chief and another fire chief. I started speaking French and ordered an aperitif. Then I had one more fire chief. Come to think of it, I may have had 2 or 3 more fire chiefs. I forgot my name and my political beliefs. It all started with a fire chief. There was a bald guy on guitar playing all my favorite tunes. Man, that's the most fun I ever had in a saloon. I ate some calamari and shrimp that tasted like coconut. My breath was so strong you could light it up. It's a Mai Tai with 151 rum. It'll take any Einstein and make him dumb. You could call it a fire bomb, fire truck, fire engine. The bartenders know what you mean. They'll keep pouring. Yeah, it's tasty and sweet. Comes in a souvenir glass. All the regulars have a stash. Yeah. And even the president, when he's in town, he comes to Tony's. He calls himself the commander in fire chief. So drink a fire chief and another fire chief. It's the top head honcho, the big boss of all the drinks. Yeah, that's the fire chief. They call it the fire chief. Forget your worries, turn over a new leaf with a fire chief. Yeah, fire it up a little.
This is
All right, you get your Tony's glasses. Awesome.
Is that Tony's glass?
That's the old Tony's glass. Yes.
It sounds like a great drink.
For those of you guys who are looking for
There you go.
more information about the Mai Tai on steroids, it's South Beach's strongest drink. They can go to PubClub.com.
Awesome.
So is there a
The fact that you get the free
I can't wait to
that's
start
basically my dinner habit.
partying again.
Hey Kevin, I'm disappointed there's no recipe here.
I don't want to know the recipe. It's something you just
It's
go in and
151 of it, huh?
bartenders have been there for 50 years or so, and it's
And everybody's like quiet.
why the Hawaiian Shore. The Beach Boys used to be bus boys because they're just down the street.
We just lost PubClub at Ashley.
Ashley, she went to Old Tony.
She went to Old Tony's. Yeah, she's on my party bus.
Oh, give me one to go right now. Hurry.
Get on now.
But that would be a fun place to go. And you go at sunset, and it's beautiful. The waves are crashing literally right under your, and you're on the top of what they call the crow's nest, and you're looking out over. It's an old pier, and you're looking out over a building. And once you have a fire chief, once you into your second one, you notice the building in front of you is the roof is sort of slanted. And you're like, is that really slanted, or am I just getting a little off kilter here? So that's one of my favorite. That's one of my go-to places in the South Bay. She's back.
When you do a pub club crawl in our party bus and get up there and have some sunset and old fire chiefs.
Well, we'll do a PubClub Live episode from Tower 12, which is a great spot. It's like walking into a beer commercial. It's all the beautiful people of the South Bay going to Tower 12, and then we can top off at Old Tony or vice versa.
I'm down. Let's go party.
Sounds like a great place.
Come there, and that's what's up.
Cool. Well,
who wants to do it?
Oh, look, we got another special guest.
Another special guest. Leonardo da Vinci.
Is that
It's a long-haired Chihuahua.
Oh my gosh, it looks just like my mom's dog. Is a puppy? Is it a mix?
Nope, purebred. Got him at a Chihuahua rescue. So
I totally sending you a picture of my dog, my mom's dog. It looks just like it's a Papillon. Seriously.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't a Papillon, but those are cute too. I love those.
Dog is. I'm saying it looks just like him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you should send me a picture.
What is his or her name?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Nice.
Of course, Leo.
Little Leo for short.
My parents' dog Alice. Cowboys.
You know, I miss my dog dearly, but right now I'm kind of glad that I don't have to take her out to go poop every day.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting doing that. You got to wear the gloves and the mask, and I'm afraid where he walks, so then I wash all his paws before he comes in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure where you're at, Liz, but downtown San Diego, even before this, you'd have to watch out where you walk. I mean, downtown San Diego is not the most beautiful place in the world.
It's not. I'm in University Heights, and we're experiencing a lot of, now that all the people and cars are gone, all the homeless and gangs are out. So it's pretty intense out there.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
The city is doing a lot with getting some hotels and that kind of stuff for people, but you can't necessarily force people to go into those properties. So
you mean the hotels where they put all the homeless during this situation?
Yeah, it looks like the Marriott downtown, the Marriott Marquis, must have done a contract with the city, because the other night we noticed that they're like almost all the lights were on in there. So either they're just burning electricity for the sake of keeping the lights on, or there must be something going on there. So
yeah, that's one of them. There's another one, Handlery Hotel. One of the hotels here in Mission Valley is another one. They're kind of all over. They propositioned my one friend for it, but he's like, I just remodeled my hotel. I don't want 100 homeless in my hotel, and how's my staff going to take care of these people? So it's definitely an issue. I couldn't imagine being in the hotel with that population in there.
I kind of wish I could move in. That place is nicer than my apartment.
Right? I'm homeless. Let's move in there. We're about to be homeless.
But yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't come.
Crotch some, just seriously, good time for those people. It's they can't do anything about it. You decide.
At least I get a good shower and some good sleep.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, definitely we're all joking, but I think we're all of us that still have homes and still have jobs of some sort are thankful for that. So
definitely.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but.
Oh, look at it. It's the same color. That's wild.
Oh my goodness.
That's like the same exact dog.
No, but it's a Papillon. Isn't that crazy? That's why
that's the same exact dog. I think you have the dog.
That's why I'm like, but are you sure?
That's exactly my dog.
We got it's sold now.
I love that doggy. We got to get them together for a dog date.
Is those ladies dog friendly? I don't think so. Upstairs.
He's the sweetest.
Trying to find a picture of my baby because she looks kind of similar to that too.
Like I left out. Where's my baby?
Ashley, are you selling those masks?
Yeah. Well, I'm making them for friends, and it's kind of like saying, you know, hey, whatever. Like people are like, can I buy one? Like whatever you can afford. So some.
How much are they?
I mean, people are 20. You know, it's just like. But I did, James.
Yes.
I am making these 2, 3, whatever. For giveaways. You know, I'm almost done with this one. See, I told you, I'm almost done.
Okay.
But I have a Deep Eddy one. I mean, Cowboys, if anyone's interested. And then I thought this was pretty cool for like men in general. But I think I like it.
I like camp.
There's a lot of women who enjoy hunting too.
So, you know, asexual, you know, unisex. You know,
Unisex. I have some cowboy lingerie that would go with that mask. That could be fun.
Yeah.
I think we're one.
I think if I started giving away Cowboys lingerie, my wife would object to that.
Well,
Unless she had a pair, but she would probably want a Browns
I
lingerie.
mean, it's like not lingerie, so you're good.
Well, anything's lingerie if you try hard enough.
Well, one of the nice friends actually used cut up an old bra and used it as her mask.
Those folks.
But anyhow, so that's awesome. So we'll connect off. We'll connect offline and talk about the details for the giveaway. But I think that would be pretty cool to give away those masks. And so those of you guys who are still hanging in here, I see 4 of you are still there. So thank you guys for staying with us. I'm sorry. Now there's 3.
Oh, no.
Well, for those 3 of you, we will be coming back in the next day or so with actually probably on Tuesday announcing the details of what we're going to be giving away and how you can win it. But definitely thank you so much, Bad Girl Liz, for joining us. Thank you, Ashley, for joining us. Thank you, Evyn, for joining us. I'm glad you got your the internet working in time. And then so PubClub Evyn, what do we have coming up next week?
Well, we're going back to my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. Tom, I don't know if you know about this or not, but we're going to go to Knox Brew Tours. I've been in touch with a gentleman that runs tours of the 19 craft breweries in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Tennessee is. It's where the Great Smoky Mountains, the gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains are. It's where, if you remember the first episode, I brought on that cheese. So I'm really, tugging at the old hometown heart here. Knox Brew Tours is going to come on. He's going to talk about the craft brewery scene and what the craft breweries are doing to sustain at this time. And hopefully he's going to be sending us a couple of beers to sample on the show from Knoxville Craft Brewery. And he's going to bring on a local musician who he says is a fiddle player. Of course, we all know the difference in a fiddle and a violin. It's how you play it. So that's some good old, maybe some bluegrass, good old East Tennessee music. And I am really, really stoked about this show. I just can't wait to get a little taste, flavor, and sound and all of my good old hometown in East Tennessee.
Cool. That's great. They have
Excellent.
some good distilleries there too, and a lot of great things happening in Tennessee. Really.
And then I know we have coming up. I'm not sure what dates, but Kevin knows better than I do. We're talking with some destinations in Florida who are anticipating being opening soon. And then we also there was some interest in doing a Women in Whiskey event with some other bloggers. So
cool.
We are the MenWhoBlog, but I think every man loves to have women who enjoy drinking and enjoy his whiskey. And just like my pet project of encouraging guys to enjoy wine, because wine is mostly marketed at women, the whiskey industry I think has really missed out on a lot of passion within the female market. Because every time I turn around, there's women who say, "Oh, of course I like whiskey." Like Ashley, we talked about this last time. Someone had mentioned, make sure we get some vodka and some champagne for Ashley. And I kind of like, well, do you mind if I get you some whiskey? Because we have lots of whiskey coming in. It's like, I love whiskey. So definitely want to give some love to our whiskey women. That sounds weird, but our women.
Sounds perfect.
I love
Women.
And Tom, I don't know if are there some female distillers out there too? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there are. we will be having actually one of them on our show this Monday, because I do a nightly show on the BourbonBlog Facebook. Her name is Alex Castle. She's the master distiller for Old Dominick Distillery, actually in Tennessee as well, in Memphis, Tennessee. But there's a number of them, quite a few. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's become more and more as the industry has grown. So
fantastic.
Yeah, lots of great. And I just actually also learned. I'm happy to get a note just as I was on here on this Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to have some members of the hit a cappella group Straight No Chaser on at 8 p.m. on BourbonBlog. So their group was named after drinking and sipping. They started at college and then at IU in Bloomington, Indiana. And then they kind of accidentally became famous like 15 years ago. And if anybody's heard during the holidays, if you've heard the 12 Days of Christmas, they do a really famous version of that. But they're buddies of mine. They're great people. We're going to have a sip with them at 8 p.m. on BourbonBlog. So be watching for that. So, but yeah, just lots of fun things. Fun joining all of you this afternoon and learning about what Liz does. And Evyn, your music's awesome, man. I really
cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And as always, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions on topics you'd like to see, please let us know. You can comment on the various stream URLs or just email me, james@mantripping.com, and make sure that you tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, not Eastern time, not Central time, not Mountain time,
West Coast.
not Japan time or Israel time, but Pacific time, and tune in. But that being said, Evyn, do you want to do a quick outro song, and then we'll kind of wrap up? Or maybe not.
I don't know if he hears you.
Well, apparently, we're still suffering from internet.
Am I supposed to say something? That you're in and out. I thought I was supposed to come up with a theme song for you. MenWhoBlog, MenWhoBlog, MenWhoBlog.
I like it.
Well, you
It
plays a different song right now.
I'll do my sunset song. I know Kevin.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, I've already hear it.
And that'll put us in the mood for It's a Beautiful Day, and not that much longer until the sun sets out here. My day went from bad to worse. I came in here all stressed out. A couple of Mai Tais later, I can't remember what I was bitching about. My eye on that big orange ball across the horizon, observing carefully as it falls into the ocean. Watching the sunset and hanging with you. The head on my shoulder, there's nothing better. I can stay here forever, watching the sunset and hanging with you. Watching the sunset. Hanging with you. Later we'll walk along the pier. I'll be holding your hand. I'll tell you how you make me feel, although I know you already understand. Just like gold in front of us, the sky is glowing. There's a treasure inside of us, where our love is growing. Watching the sunset and hanging with you. Your head on my shoulder, there's nothing better. I could that big orange ball across the horizon. Isn't it just beautiful as it falls into the ocean? Watching the sunset and hanging with you. Your head on my shoulder, there's nothing better. I could stay here forever, just watching the sunset.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't be
Yay!
I'm like seriously depressed now.
Thank you.
I don't have anybody to watch the sunset with. That was
That's one of my own
awful.
songs, and if you
Beautiful,
like,
but that's really
I played a couple of my originals. That's on. That's easy to find off of my website, or you can contact me, and I'll be happy to send you all the links. But it should be easy to find.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. Well,
Right.
thank you so much, Evan. Thank you, Liz. Really appreciate you coming on. I know we could probably do a really salacious episode to get tons of views and all that kind of stuff. But for those of you guys who want to learn more about the I hate to say dirty details, but the nitty gritty details of what kind of amazingly fun
nitty-gritty.
I
have operators standing by right now.
I am serious. I get to be about this.
but I really appreciate you the fact that you have the diversity of, if you want to get down and dirty, it's not like you can do that. But if you want to have just a fun, a more mature, I guess that sounds bad, but a more mature bachelor party where you're just having fun.
A vanilla party.
Cause I know that's one of the things that actually I got a lot of kudos for when I first launched ManTripping, that I was actually the trend of the month on Cosmopolitan.
I remember that.
What?
Yeah.
I never read Cosmopolitan. I mean, maybe I was like 13 or something like that, but that's a whole different type of reasoning. But one of my female friends at work goes, "Oh my God, are you James from ManTripping?" Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I looked at my server stats, and my server stats were like boom, 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 went zoom. Had like 30,000 people in one day go to my site checking it out. But definitely there's absolutely a market for guys having fun, but being responsible and not having to feel like they got to hide stuff from their wives and partners and husbands. So thank you for doing that and being able to serve all the markets that need to be served. That sounds weird. I feel it's awkward talking about the subject, but I appreciate having someone like you on here, because when you first contacted me, I had the bias of like, okay, here comes somebody that's just promoting strippers. She's going to be weird and all that kind of stuff. But you're super professional, and I think it's really awesome that you're able to do what you're doing. So thank you for that, and
thank you.
And you're more than welcome to come back in the future. I know we're going to be doing some other topics that this may mesh well into in the future. So thank you.
Perfect.
Whatever, we're all doing a party bus, remember?
Oh, and that
is over.
Yes.
And my wife will be there to chaperone me.
Perfect.
So anyhow, we are now an hour and 24 minutes into our not more than an hour show. So for those of you who are still watching, thank you so much. We'll be back on Tuesday at 1:30. Talking with Knoxville, Tennessee, getting some Knoxville beers, having some fiddles, and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much, everybody, and I am going to go close this out. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.